It's Two on the Aisle with me, Charles Gross, and David Lefcowitz. Tonight, a special show, the Paper Mill Playhouse. 70 years running. Is it coming to an end? We'll find out on Two on the Aisle. Let's be optimistic.
Okay.
And hope that the theater survives. Mm-hmm. Tell me about Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Now, this is a movie that I think everyone remembers more for its dancing than anything else.
I think so. I think so.
It had a brief Broadway run.
In 1982, I believe, with Debbie Boone.
Yeah, I think it was.
Wasn't it Debbie Boone?
I believe it was.
She was a lovely, talented woman.
She actually was in The Sound of Music.
She was.
Center.
She was.
But that aside, this is not a show that has ever been a big hit, but you're retooling it a bit.
Yes. The authors took another look at it. I remember reading it. They presented it to us about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And I and my associate, Mark Hobie, read it, and we just went, this script is, talk about old-fashioned, talk about sexist. If we present this now, the women in our audience, who are a huge part of our audience because they're dragging their husbands there and their dates there, and they're gonna walk out in droves. It bordered on offensive. I really have to say.
The plot of this is there's the seven brothers who live together.
Yes.
They're woodsmen, basically.
Yes.
The oldest falls in love and gets married.
In about an hour and a half.
And then the other six decide, hey, it's not a bad idea, so they go basically kidnap.
Yeah, they meet the women at a social. The young woman that the oldest brother marries, he takes her back to the cabin. She doesn't know that she's married all the brothers. She thinks it's just him, and she's been a waitress in this, basically mining town or gold rush town, in the backwoods Oregon. And she gets up there, and all of a sudden she has 7 guys to cook, clean. Then she decides, of course, the golden thing is she teaches them to dance, and then it's musical theater and everything follows suit, right?
Right. Well, didn't Gower Champion do the choreography in the movie?
I think it was Michael Kidd.
Michael
Kidd, right. And Howard Keel and Jane Powell and Jacques D'Amboise was one of the brothers.
Right.
And
Tommy was the youngest.
Russ Tamblyn was the youngest. Tommy Rawle, who was in Kiss Me Kate with Ann Miller, who was also a Paper Mill alumni. And I was the associate director on Follies that she sang I'm Still Here, which was one of the greatest things I think I've ever seen on the stage in my many years in this business. But yes, so the brothers sort of get riled up, and they have met these girls once, and they go down at the urging of the oldest brother, and instead of courting the girls, they just kidnap them, and they bring them up to their cabin. An avalanche happens, they shoot off the guns, and nobody can get up to find them, and then they have to spend a winter where they can't really do anything because the leading lady is like, you sleep in the barn, girls, you have the house. And, and of course there's a wonderful happy ending. And as I introduced the show, when I did the curtain speeches at Paper Mill during our last show, I would just say, it's a Paper Mill premiere. It's based on that classic MGM movie musical that everybody knows about, those lusty mountain men and those beautiful pioneer women that they love, who all apparently had access to extensive dance training in 1850 backwoods Oregon. And that's sort of the way it is, but it is a spectacular production.
But is the joke, I have to, you must have heard, I bet, 100 times a day, the joke going around Paper Mill, that if the production goes through to save money, you're going to do like 2 brides, 1 brother.
Yes.
I mean, everybody must be making that joke constantly.
Oh, absolutely.
But you're not. I mean, if it goes through, you're going to do it fully.
If it goes through, we're doing it full out. We just, tonight, even as we are sitting here, curtain just came down about an hour ago on the first performance. We had an invited dress rehearsal last night that went very, very well. And if all goes well, we will continue. We are slated to have our press opening on Sunday night. Right now, we have enough cash in the bank to get through Sunday night. We need another...
Now, after this airs, if you're watching this, after this airs, this Sunday night will have passed. So hopefully you will still be open when we
hopefully, when you get all this information, we will still be in business. Of course, we need about another $1 million just to finish the run of Seven Brides. But it's a spectacular show. And